guys, it's Mary.
And Alma.
You much as a like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Evil Lives Here. And this is season 13, episode 5. We have skipped 2 episodes, but we will go back to talk about those ones. But we just watched this one last night.
It's about Diana Burns
and her
rapist husband,
who's also a pedophile, because apparently his victims range from age 11 to 52. So even old ladies weren't off his roster.
Yeah.
Just very sick, a very sick
and
individual.
Young children weren't either.
You know, my thing is, she had signs, but she said she had a dysfunctional family. She really just wanted somebody.
Dysfunctional family, yes.
She said she just wanted somebody who would love her.
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
Yeah.
But there were signs.
Yeah, they were.
She actually knew him in Hawaii. He was overseas, some type of army guy or whatever.
In the military,
In the military.
Yeah.
They had a spark of a connection, so they had a long distance relationship.
Right, but he was moved to North Carolina, stationed in North Carolina, so he had to go there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she got a call one day randomly at night.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Diane, I'm in jail for rape or whatever.
Yeah, he lied and said he didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I've been framed. Da da da. But this was obviously before the internet, where you could just look up somebody's charges to see what they've been in jail for.
Yeah.
So she did not know that the woman could describe him to a T. She didn't know that this was a very detailed account. She didn't know that she had a lot of evidence on him and everything. So she just took his word for it.
Yeah.
And he was in prison for about 12 years.
Yeah.
She said she waited for him.
8 to 10 years, she said.
Yeah, but they got married after 10 years, and he was still in jail for 2 more years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was about 12 years. So he actually went to jail for 12 years. She still ended up marrying him regardless.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 years.
Went down to North Carolina to do it and stayed with him in North Carolina.
Married him in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 years into the marriage, while he was still in jail, he confesses to her, which I honestly believe was probably it could have been her saving grace. Because he told her while he was in jail that, hey, I am still, what's the word?
He told her that they were right.
That he was right, that he did the crime, he committed the crime and all that stuff.
And he's done it several times.
Well, he didn't tell her that he had done it several times. He just told her that he committed it, and she asked him, did you do it once? Was this your first time doing it? He said, yeah, I don't know what took over me. I just looked at her, and the next thing you know, she was on the floor. And she said, well, did you pray about it? And he's like, yes, I did. And then he said, I asked God for forgiveness.
He said he's done this many times before and was afraid to tell her. And that's when she asked him about the whole God thing. He said he has been praying to God. And that's why I was like, even rape one time, it should not.
I think he actually said he only did it one time, because she asked him this one time, and he said, yeah, like he hadn't done it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so after that, he said he said he had asked God for forgiveness, and he said God forgave him. My thing is, all of us, we can talk to God as many times as we want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't answer back in the way where he talks to us, but he'll answer back in different ways, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know if God you'll never hear God say, I have forgiven you, from his own mouth. You just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Until maybe you go up to heaven. Yeah. So my thing is, how the hell do you know if God has forgiven you or not?
Yeah.
You actually don't know.
Yeah.
So my thing is, she's like, so if God's forgiven him, who am I not to? My thing is, he probably hasn't even talked to God.
Thank you.
Because my thing is, he's probably out there still doing it.
He's just telling you that because he knows that you're religious.
Yeah.
He knows that you go to Bible study classes. So he knows this. And he knows how to get you.
Yeah.
He knows this.
And he's probably prepping you, putting a feeler out there. Will she stay? Because my thing is, if he told you this, you literally could have gotten out of that marriage right then and there. Your saving grace was that he was still in jail when he told you.
Yes.
And you could have used the opportunity to go, but you said, no, well, I had no money and da-da-da. My thing is, that man was not providing for you when he was in jail. So
find the money.
You find the money.
The money that you were using for your upkeep, don't pay the rent, go.
Just go. Just go. And then if you have to stay in a shelter in Hawaii until you get yourself on your feet, then you do that.
Exactly.
But it was a saving grace, because obviously you had to sustain yourself some way.
Yeah.
You should have taken yourself, because you weren't even pregnant at that time yet.
I know.
You know, but just decisions, man.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was really a mess. So she had all these signs of whatever.
She did.
It was 1 year into the marriage when he got out of jail.
Yes.
He starts coming home real late at night.
Yeah.
Sometimes
he
he'll leave
waited
the next
until
day.
she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Once she was pregnant,
Yeah.
he started going out at night, staying up till the next day.
Yeah.
When he comes home, he goes straight to the shower.
Yeah.
Comes back. She asks him where you've been. He said, "Don't ever question me or I'll kill you."
So he had threatened her several times.
Another sign.
Another feeler. Because, you know, men put out feelers to
They
see
just
exactly
don't start
what
beating
you'll
you.
accept
No, exactly.
and what you won't accept.
Exactly.
So when he told her that, that was a feeler.
Yeah.
Is she going to stay with me after I told her this?
Yeah.
Is she dumb enough to stay when she
Yeah,
knows
she
that I
said-
raped somebody?
Yeah, he said, "Don't question me." He said he was hanging out with his prison buddies.
Yeah. The whole thing was just really a mess.
Even one night they argued. He left the house. She put the chain on. He came back.
Oh.
And she was shocked.
She
How
was
are you
asleep
here?
in the bed.
Yeah.
She had put a chain on the door, so she did not think he'll be able to get in at all.
Yeah.
And he's in the bed.
Yeah.
And she hops out the bed like, how the
Right.
hell you get up in here? And he said, that's what you learn in prison. You learn so many ways how to break into somebody's home.
Yep.
You can have 80,000 locks on a door, but I'll still find a way in. As he smiles sickly.
Yeah. And
I would have ran. I would
Yeah.
like, I'm
taking
sorry.
my daughter and
gone.
And
Like,
so she
really.
went to the church for help, and the pastor, who probably living foul,
Probably doing the
Probably
same thing
he's a
he
pedophile.
doing. Probably a pedophile.
and he's there telling her, "We the church will not help you."
If he
Don't come
cannot
here.
go to jail, if he goes
He
back to
cannot go
jail,
back
we
to
will
jail.
never support you.
Yes.
All this bota bata. And
There's
basically
nothing that
was
she
like,
will
you
do.
need to hang in there. You go to a pastor and you tell him that he's raping women or he's breaking in, and they tell you you have to stay,
Yes.
or the church won't help
Because
you if
that
he
was
goes
a
back
man
to
who
jail.
was doing stuff himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He basically told him.
exactly
He
what it
basically
was.
threatened her. Told him if he goes to jail, we will never help you.
Yeah.
You at the wrong church, boo.
Yep.
You at the wrong church. You need to go to another church until you find somebody who ain't living foul. Because my thing is, this is why you can't put faith in man. You can't put faith in a pastor or in an imam. Because at
You
the end of the
can't.
day,
Yes,
these are
you can.
all
Men.
human beings.
Human beings,
These are
yeah.
all created things
Yeah.
from God.
Mhm.
They are just as flawed as you and me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you can't put your faith and your trust. Oh, I'm going to go confess my sins to my pastor
Yeah.
or my imam. You take that to God,
Yeah.
because He's the one who is perfect.
Yeah.
You can't trust human beings to
Yeah, you can't.
guide your
can't.
journey to God. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, really, you can't.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell somebody that
Yeah.
he better not go to jail? Excuse me? He's committing crimes, and you telling me I gotta stay with this man?
That's a pastor who's living foul.
Living foul, probably doing some pedophilia stuff as well.
Yeah. And,
that don't make no. That blew my mind.
And then he had a warrant out for his arrest. They arrested him
For being a peeping Tom.
to some young girl. Apparently, she had like written a check or something, and he was next to her.
She had her license out
and saw the address.
and was stalking her,
Started
found her
going
where
on-
she
yes.
lived.
And so she reported.
Yeah.
And they picked him up. And
Every
when
time she was
went
driving,
in-
he was right behind her.
yeah.
How do you have time for this as a married man?
And when she went to where he was being held, and she said, "You need to apologize to her," and he said, "No, I will not apologize.
I
to
will not
her."
be apologizing to her.
After he came out of jail, he went to some rehab. When he came back out, the pastor called him up to let the church know he is now a new man. She looked at Mark. She realized that he was just taking this for a joke. She said, "You think this is a joke, don't you?"
What if they found out what you really been doing? And he was like, well, what they don't know won't
No,
hurt
he says
them.
whatever they find out, it won't hurt them.
Yeah. And I think he
Craziness.
basically,
He
I
didn't
think
care.
he threatened her again and said, if you ever tell them, well, I guess he said, how will they find out or whatever? Because if they find out through you, I'll kill you again or something.
Yeah.
He threatened her
Yeah.
again in the church.
Shortly after that, he got a job at the Sheraton Hotel.
And he was so excited.
Unfortunately, she was like, "Oh my
My
God,
God, he's going to be breaking
he's
in
going
and
to
raping
have
people.
the access to the hotel keys," which I did not even know that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like some people have access to the hotel keys, like the maids for sure. Sometimes the managers for sure. You know
Now
what
I
I'm
can't
saying?
even go to sleep when I go to a which actually, anytime I go to a hotel, I cannot sleep. I always also put that chain on.
Yeah,
But
we
then
always
you're
do
dealing with the person who says that maybe now you got to put like suitcases behind so you hear something.
that. Yeah.
That's scary as hell.
That is scary.
That's scary. So anyhow, she looked in the trunk of his car, and he had the set of keys to all the hotel
Every
rooms
single room.
in his sock.
Yeah.
So she threw it away. She did not tell anyone. She did not tell the cops. When
Because
he
he
went
thought
back
he was
to
a killer.
work, he was fired because he had lost that set of keys.
No, he got fired because he was going into rooms. He got fired for exactly what she had feared.
Oh, wow.
For breaking into people's rooms.
Oh, Lord.
So I don't even know if he raped somebody. She never said.
She said, and then one day he took money out of her account again. When she confronted him,
'Cause he had to
started
pay-
beating her and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was the time when he choked her. He had
Yeah.
already beaten her with an antenna before.
Yeah.
Now he just choked her. She almost passed out.
Yeah, almost died.
She said she looked in his eyes, and he did not even have a soul.
Yeah, you
She
can see
realized
that.
he was a soulless creature.
Yeah.
So she called. She was part of a Bible study, her saving grace.
Yeah.
She had met a couple there, so she called the wife, and she had been telling them about what he was doing.
Yeah.
So she called the wife, and the wife came over. They packed up all her stuff, and she moved to Minnesota.
And left the note said, "We're done."
Yeah.
And hadn't heard from him for
went
30.
ahead and filed for divorce. It cost her $35. That's the best $35 ever.
She ever paid.
Um,
And she had what, 30? She
for
did not
30
hear
years.
for
She
30
left
years.
him at the age of 37.
Didn't hear from him for 30 years.
Yes.
They never had contact.
No.
So one day she's on YouTube, like we used
Yeah,
to be.
she was just
and she
checking.
sees what he's been doing for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
And this man was out here living foul. He had been
Mm-hmm.
arrested for several years for raping, assaulting, breaking in,
Yeah.
like kidnapping.
Yeah. He had
All this type of
11
stuff.
victims with DNA ranging from the age of 11 years old to 52 years old.
That's all that we
and
know about.
he had murdered 3 people. And he was sentenced to 242 years. And he said all the time when he was doing this stuff, he never felt any remorse. He felt his first remorse and guilt was when he was in jail.
My thing is there is
Which
no
I don't
remorse.
believe.
What I find very interesting is when all these really sick, demonic people go to jail,
Yeah.
and they know they're about to die in jail, they now want to say, "Oh, I'm a changed man. I turn to God," because you know you're about to go to hell.
Yeah.
So you said, "Let at least my saving grace be God forgives me." My thing is, God forgives, He does.
Yeah.
But everything that you do in this life, you won't pay.
Exactly.
Your sins are not just forgiven.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No,
You
that's
will
not how it works.
absolutely pay
Yeah.
for everything that you do. What you put out there will be brought back to you.
Well, he did say he was a predator and a sexual deviant.
And he hopes that he'll live long enough for that to change. You
Yeah,
are
but
going.
he always gets the feeling, that feeling always comes back. Like, it's just like Mike Tyson says, when you've been in jail for some time,
Yeah.
he's like, you can't rehab these people.
You can't.
Just can't. Like,
Yeah.
and
So-
I think when you do things like rape, I don't think you come from that.
You really can't.
Like, there's things that are just so vile. Like, I don't think that.
Because you have to hear somebody scream,
Yeah.
crying, begging for
Yeah.
their life, and you ignore
I
all
don't
of that. Like there's
think-
no
yeah.
conscience
Yeah,
there.
I don't
Like
think
you're
so.
completely gone.
Yeah.
That you
Like
still
this
continue.
woman, you just pushed her into the bathroom in McDonald's, and just raped her
Crazy.
like foolish. Like it's vile. So like I don't think these monsters are ever able to be rehabilitated. I think they should be locked up for life. But I mean, jail. It doesn't
Jail
seem jail is
seems like
that.
it's some type of luxury experience. You
I
get
mean-
to have your iPad, your apps, all. Like I feel like certain people deserve very harsh punishments, like getting your genitals cut off, like
Yeah,
what they do in
something.
other countries.
Yeah.
You get your hand chopped off for like stealing.
Stealing stuff,
You
yeah.
for people who rape people, their genitals should be removed,
They should be
or they should be
castrated.
put to death.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
It should not be, oh, you get to go in jail and you get to have a haircut and you get to
Yeah.
have your free drugs and, oh, you get to be able to get your
Yeah.
3 meals a day
I know.
and you get to go onto your iPad and have your apps.
And you
That
have
make
the
no
drugs
sense.
that helps you to fall asleep and having a nice sleep and getting up every
And
morning.
then you get to
and
be
stretching.
on
Like,
the
no.
internet. What is this?
Yeah.
What is that?
Like
There's-
when we were watching Love After Lockup and we said, "Oh, this guy has access to iPads and all this stuff."
'Cause
Like
I've actually seen convicts on TikTok,
And you know what?
I'm always baffled
You
as
know
how
what
that
it is?
happens.
I feel like jail is like a business.
It's
in
a
sense,
business, just
because
like that,
you have them doing work for companies that at a very cheap rate, right? But then at the same time, you don't want the prisoners to get out of control or be too upset. So you want them to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So they're able to go on the internet, pretend like they're in relationships, actual relationships, and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You even allow them to get married in jail
You FaceTime.
and all exactly.
Right,
And
it's
so
insane.
it's like some people, jail is even better than where they were living before.
But sometimes it's almost like they're not only are they making
So they're
money
trying
off
to
of the
subdue
prisoners,
them so they don't become like they don't try to fight and kill people and all that stuff. So they do everything to keep them as comfortable as they can in that situation because
I
they
think
need
it's just modern
to,
day slavery.
because,
That's what
exactly,
I think it is.
because they need them to be able to do the work.
I think it's
that they're
modern day
doing.
slavery.
And that's what it
I
is,
think
yeah.
it's not only that they're trying to subdue them, but I think more than anything, it's about them getting free labor.
Yeah.
And then also
Let's get
them
free
also
labor.
milking American people who are dumb enough to go and be in relationships with these people who are paying them. Because if you're paying for your boyfriend who's a convict to come and talk to you or whatever, you're actually paying the jail system. So they're actually making money off of bozos who aren't even in jail.
Exactly.
But it's this whole sick, twisted system. Like the fact that you get to be able to live a normal life. Listen, if somebody does something wrong to me, like on a very crazy level, I don't want them to go to jail. I want them to die. I want them to actually be put to death.
Yeah.
Because you're having some luxurious experience. Crazy. It's absolutely craziness. So, yeah.
That's how it is.
I think that was all.
That was all.
It's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite y'all to like,
Share,
subscribe,
and comment.
down below.
Bye.
Bye.